Why is Sunderland High Street so special? Well, it's really long for a start. It stretches from all the way down there in Old Sunderland near the port, all the way back up through town to Bishop Wearmouth, which was one of the then outlying settlements that Sunderland grew to absorb. And the length of that street just demonstrates the great commercial wealth that underpins the growth of Sunderland. Each time the town grew, the centre of the town moved further along High Street, past the buildings that you can see here and into town. And that really just demonstrates just how significant Sunderland's city centre, town centre then was to the growth of this part of the world.
The city centre was behind the starting gate, and what the Heritage Action Zone has allowed us to do is to get on the front foot and to generate confidence around this part of the city centre, which will allow further public sector investment and increasingly private sector investment to make the difference.
Some of the key buildings that we've been working with in this Heritage Action Zone, the main one is behind me here. This is Mackie's Corner, Hutchinson's buildings. It's got both those names really. That's the biggest block we've been dealing with. Further down the street we've got the once derelict buildings at 170 to 175 High Street West, which are a really important little group of early retail buildings down there.
I think the Heritage Action Zone is right up the middle of what we're trying to do in the city centre. You know, as Sunderland has grown, the city centre has suffered with a lack of investment, and we have a series of very, very historical buildings that need to be protected while we build new homes, new office space and new retail spaces. So I think in terms of Sunderland being truly Sunderland, it'll rely on unique investments. So although we can create new, the old has to be invested in, because most city centres are going to compete against each other, and for Sunderland to compete commercially it will need a certain uniqueness, and the elements of the Heritage Action Zone allow us to have that uniqueness.
Yes, Sunderland was one of the first Heritage Action Zones to be set up in England, 2016. At the time there were about a dozen. We're now well over 80 Heritage Action Zones all around England of different types and in different locations. So we've managed to learn a lot in the last 4 or 5 years with the Sunderland project. Kind of straightforward stuff about getting rid of red tape, making decisions more quickly, smoothing the process of a partnership working over 5 years. Some really good stuff that we've learned that we're now rolling out. But we've also learnt the importance of working in partnership and the wider benefits that can bring. The importance of building the capacity of local people to carry out their own heritage activities. The importance of recognising the well-being benefits to the community of restoring buildings like this. It just makes you feel better. And as well, the very important benefits of working with children and young people and having them understand much more about why local history matters to the future of their town.